This is the story about Isaac. Because he was the first and only child of Abraham and Sarah, he was very special to them, the most precious child they could ever have. And he was born when they were both very old. I think we need to start this story with Abraham. Abraham lived a very long time ago. He was a good man. He believed in God. One day, God tested Abraham. "Hello, Abraham," God said. "Here I am," said Abraham. "Abraham, there's something I want you to do," said God. "I want you to go away from here to the region of Moriah. I want you to take your son with you, your only son, your very special son, Isaac, whom you love very much, and I want you to sacrifice him to me at a place that I will show you." "Oh," thought Abraham, "although I love my son more than anything else in the world, I love God too. I trusted in God before, and he gave me my son. So I will trust him again." Early next morning, Abraham got ready to go away. He loaded his donkey. He took 2 of his servants. He took his beloved son Isaac, and they began their journey. After a while, Abraham stopped walking, and he began cutting wood for the sacrifice. When he had cut enough wood, he started walking again. They all continued the journey in the direction God had told Abraham to go. After 3 days of traveling, they were close to the place that God had told them to go to. Then Abraham spoke to his servants. "You should stay here for a while. Make sure you look after the donkey too. I am taking my son. We will go and worship God just a little way over there. Then we will come back to you. Don't worry, we won't be too long." So the servants stayed with the donkey, and Abraham took his son. "Isaac," said Abraham. "Yes, Dad," Isaac responded. "Can you carry the wood for me, please, son? I'm already carrying the fire, and I've got the knife, and it would be helpful if you could take the wood." "Okay, Dad, no problem," said Isaac, and they continued on their way with their loads. After a while, Isaac spoke to his father Abraham. "Dad?" "Yes, son," said Abraham. "There's something I don't understand," said Isaac. "I've got the wood, you've got the fire and the knife, but we don't have a sacrifice. Where is it? Have we forgotten to bring a lamb to sacrifice?" "No, son," said Abraham. "We haven't forgot to bring a lamb to sacrifice. God will provide us with the sacrifice to offer to him." "Okay," said Isaac, not really understanding, but realizing his father was much more knowledgeable than him. They walked on further together, and eventually they got to the place that God had told Abraham to go. There they stopped walking, and Abraham built an altar. Then he put the wood on it, the wood that he had chopped, and that Isaac had carried. Then he took his son and tied him up and laid him on top of the wood, on top of the altar. Now Isaac was pretty scared, and Abraham knew he had to be obedient to God, so he took the knife, held it in his hand, ready to kill his only son, whom he loved very much. Right at that very moment, God called out to him, "Abraham! Abraham!" "Yes," said Abraham, "I am here." "Okay, Abraham," said God, Don't kill the boy. Don't harm him at all. I know he is precious to you, but I needed to know how much you loved me, how much you believed in me, and how obedient you were. Now I know. Because you have just shown me you were willing to kill your only son whom you love in order to obey me. Now, look behind you. Go over there into the bushes. There is a ram for you to sacrifice to me instead. And that is what Abraham did. He set his son free and he sacrificed the ram instead. And God was pleased with Abraham. And God made a very solemn promise to Abraham. Abraham, you will definitely be very blessed because of your actions today. You won't be able to count how many children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren you have, because there will be so many of them, more than the stars in the sky or the sand on the beach. Not only that, but because you have been obedient, everyone in your family from now on, and everyone on earth, will be blessed, because you obeyed me.